County couple is killed in Texas. That's after a dramatic big rig chase and shootout with Texas law enforcement officers.
May 9th, Putnam County tactical units execute a search warrant at the Cookville home of Edward and Elizabeth Stevenson. Inside the house, officers find close to a pound of meth, as well as tactical vests and an arsenal of weapons.
Shots fired.
This is video the next day, showing a dramatic chase in Texas. Putnam drug agents learn that the Stevensons are moving a large shipment of drugs from the Mexican border. A search of the cab of the truck turns up 64 pounds of cocaine.
Tennessee drug agents teamed up with Texas law enforcement to intercept a major cocaine shipment on its way from the southern border to Tennessee.
According to Putnam County drug agents, the Cookville couple was driving a big rig with 64 pounds of cocaine. They were coming to Tennessee via Texas.
Shots fired.
This is video from May 10th on I-40, just east of Amarillo, Texas.
Additional shots fired. Looks like they're coming from the deputy.
Texas law officers are trying to stop a big rig driven by Cookville married couple, Edward and Elizabeth Stevenson.
He's losing pieces of the truck now. He's on his rim on the front tire.
After the 18-wheeler reportedly rams multiple vehicles and a spike strip has failed, Texas law officers begin shooting out the truck's tires.
More shots fired. That's coming from Donnelly County Sheriff's Deputy vehicle.
According to Sheriff Eddie Farris, both Elizabeth and Edward Stevenson will fire at Texas officers, who return fire, killing the couple.
They had their minds made up what they were going to do. I think Miss Stevenson had at some point, she had made a deal with the devil and was going to follow through with it.
With an estimated street value of close to $3 million.
But they went across the border themselves, dealing and discussing and talking with one of the cartels.
According to Sheriff Farris, the Stevensons had a strong relationship with a Mexican drug cartel.
You know, these folks, like I said, had done this for quite some time. They obviously did not want to get caught by law enforcement, but probably most likely was more afraid of the cartel than they were being caught.
According to Sheriff Eddie Farris, the investigation into the Stevensons began as an anonymous tip into unusual activity outside their Cookville home.
I tell you what, one thing about them cartels, boy, they want your ass, man. So that just goes to show you how serious it is, because I was saying the same thing before the guy on the news said it. For you to shoot out with the police and ain't stopping, that just tells you everything you need to know. They'd rather do that than deal with the cartel, because they already know cartel, they coming to take you and everybody around you. Everybody got to go. So that shit crazy, man. All that damn work at the house, in the truck too, and they went across the border themselves and did that shit, boy. So you know they ain't playing no games, and you got to keep that into consideration. Even though this is a trucking channel, it's just food for thought. You doing all that shit, man. You can't shit where you sleep. And got all that shit there because, like I always say, man, it's just like the trucking shit. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who's what, who's where, and who's what. You don't know what's going on. You always got to be aware and mindful of your surroundings, because when you don't think nobody's watching, somebody always watching. And I know a lot of people probably think, oh, we in a semi truck so we can move around. It just looks like we working. No, it don't work like that, man. It don't work like that, especially coming across that border. Don't work like that, man. It's a crazy-ass video, man. Broad daylight, don't give no fucks. Well, police took him out, so at least now the cartels ain't got to deal with him. That's one less thing they got to worry about. But 64, I want to say he said 64 pounds of cocaine. Man, boy, that's a lot of money, man. So, hey, man. You play, you lay, man. Y'all know how it go, man. One thing I say, all these instances with people getting jammed up at the border and doing shit like that, for all my truckers out there going across that border, it's just not to say everybody's doing shit illegal. Just be prepared for all the bullshit and the extra hassle for things like this. Because you know they're going to tighten up on the security and enforce more law and take more time to look and search and, deep dive into shit, man. So just be mindful of that. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As always, appreciate y'all rocking with the channel. For all your trucking news and content, subscribe.